Again, we are well into the fishing season. I actually like to fish. Nicole, you like to fish.
Yes, that's true.
But this is sad. Millennials and Gen Z are among two groups who overall don't like fishing as much as other generations before them.
So, some wildlife centers are trying to change that so that more kids can appreciate the Great Lakes and the fish that call them home. So take a look at what they're doing.
In 2011, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Survey found that about 1.7 million fishermen and women spent a collective 20 million days fishing U.S. waters of the Great Lakes. That was down 35% from 1991. Today, those numbers are more than 50% down. Only 1 in 5 anglers are women, and it's dropped in recent years too. But local wildlife centers are aiming to fix this trend and get more kids interested in the sport of fishing. And this weekend, some of that effort was taking place right in mid-Michigan. It was a full day of learning at the Bengel Wildlife Center in Bath Township as kids learned the basics of fishing. Some kids were already pretty knowledgeable, but for some, it was their very first time fishing. It was the first event of its kind for the Wildlife Center, and a lot of kids and their families took advantage of the experience. Kids learned how to craft tackle, cast their line, and observe the basics of fishing ethics. Kids were taught how to have fun fishing while being responsible. It was a great way to get the next generation involved in caring for our water systems and fish. Drew Monks is the wildlife director of the wildlife programs at the Michigan Wildlife Conservatory Center, and he says it's an exciting time to be a young angler.
I'm really excited to getting them out on the boat and the cable and getting them out on the island and catching some big bass. And it's great, you know, even if they're experienced or if they've never fished before, everybody's going to have fun. And it's just great. It's cool to teach them, and then they come home with their parents, and then they want to go out to different lakes in the area, and we're just trying to create a lifelong pastime for these kids.
While the numbers of anglers has dropped, there are some hopeful trends. In fact, one of the trends is that women make up a growing proportion of anglers in the Great Lakes. As the trends seem to lean more positive, the Wildlife Center is hopeful this event will become an annual tradition, introducing more local kids to the sport of fishing.
Well, count me in.
Yeah, and I hope that kids do get more involved in fishing. I remember it was one of the first things, like sport things I ever learned in my life. It was fun until, you know, they swallow the hook and then
the hook gets stuck in your finger.
Yeah.
But what
part
doesn't
of
kill
the
you makes you
sport.
stronger. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of peaceful when you're out there waiting for fish, taking things in. It
connects you with nature.
There you go. There you go. So definitely keep it up, that's for sure. But speaking of fish, we're going to go underwater a little bit.